Today is Monday, April 13th, and this is your forecast for the central United States. And we got an area of severe weather, possible severe weather, but at this point, the way the ingredients are coming together, it almost looks like a certainty that we'll at least have a couple of very strong thunderstorms. But there's a good chance also that these storms will be capable of producing tornadoes, and so a few tornadoes are possible as we head into this afternoon. The area that I'm talking about stretches from Minnesota over to Wisconsin. That includes St. Paul and Minneapolis, and that severe weather does go all the way east, almost to Lake Michigan. So a pretty large area that we're watching here for the possibility of very intense thunderstorms later on today. We have some showery weather and some embedded thunderstorms here in the middle of the country, but the ingredients that come together for severe weather, that's primarily up here in the northern plains. So we'll be watching out for Minneapolis, almost to Green Bay, for the chance for severe weather and some potentially damaging tornadoes. 73 today in Grand Rapids, 78 in Detroit. We're in the 70s from Cleveland to Chicago, even above 80 there in Des Moines. So we're very much feeling a sort of taste of summer at this point. Almost 80 in Pittsburgh, 80 for you in Cincy, 81 at Louisville, and in the 80s for Nashville, Memphis, and St. Louis. St. Louis, you're almost actually knocking on the door of 90 degrees there. It's going to be in the 70s this entire week for the Detroit area and much of the Midwest. Looks like a strong cold front will come through sometime in the weekend, but until then, enjoy this stretch of warmth, Chicago. Look at that. You got a couple of days that'll probably be even above 80 degrees. 83 today in Washington, D.C., and in the southeast, it's also in the 80s with partly sunny skies. 84 the number there. From Charlotte over to Atlanta, 81 there in Savannah, 84 in Memphis, 83 in New Orleans, and we're in the 80s down the Florida Peninsula, but it's windy. Actually, it's pretty windy even into South Georgia. It's just that time of the year. So we're going to be very summery this week in the southeast, the whole eastern half of the country. So it's flip-flop, right? The cool weather's out west. The rest of the country is going to be warm. We'll likely have temperatures up near 90 for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, falling back a bit here later in the weekend. It's windy in Fort Lauderdale, that darn wind, my least favorite type of weather. It is going to be relentless, and even though we'll have some scattered clouds, it doesn't mean it's not windy. It's few clouds and windy. If all the words fit there, I'd probably put it on there. We got temperatures near 80 tomorrow and Wednesday, but then the wind lets up and the heat gets turned up. We'll be probably mid-80s by the end of the week into the upcoming weekend. All right, that is your Monday morning weather update. I hope everyone's week gets off to a great start. And remember that as long as you want there to be, there will always be a 100% chance of good things.